AWS at Intel for the region of APJ, and I'm also the Global HPC and AI GTM lead. With us in the industry today, time and time again, we've recognized is when there is a technology that's accessible, that's consumable, and when the barriers of its adoption are low, this gives rise to a crazy amount of demand. And through that demand rise various business models, various usage models, and ultimately, a lot of opportunity. Cloud computing is one such technology, and AWS has continued to bend the curve of what's possible. The rest of my session today will talk about how, with the power of AWS, Intel supporting the performance of AWS, you'll be able to unleash the power of cloud computing through various technologies with optimization capabilities brought to you by Intel. So let's get started. Let's talk about the world in which we live in today, filled with data. There is a survey that shows that by the year 2023, we shall have 50 billion devices and 500 million sensors smartly connected over the internet. 46% of these devices will communicate machine to machine. The data is upon us, and it's deluged like never before. To make sure that that data does what it needs to do to help you get the insight for solving your business challenges, your organizational business challenges, or your customers' business challenges, you need to make sure that you're adopting the right technology that can help you scale and build agile solutions for helping you drive the right insight. Cloud computing will get you there. Computational power that boosts performance on cloud computing will get you there. If you look at all the various industries on the slide, each of these industries that you either belong to or you service to or you build for are being impacted by data today. Making sure that you're modernizing your infrastructure, making sure that you're leveraging cloud infrastructure, and making sure that that infrastructure is best performant and optimized for your needs becomes a very, very important and crucial strategy that you need to apply into these industries. Since we've talked about data, since we've talked about industry transformation, let me tell you a little bit about the journey Intel has had. Intel has moved away from being just a PC-centric organization to a strong data-centric organization. So much so that 93% of the world's data runs on Intel. And those numbers are showcases on its own. Whether you see that we have 81 million Xeon processors that are supporting data center, cloud to edge infrastructure, or the fact that we have 20 years plus of technology leadership that's helping make compute relevant, performant, and bring down TCO for every solution that you own. It is a data-centric journey that we take on, either on the cloud or on the edge. We want to make sure that with the performance driven on Intel, with computing that's provided on the cloud by AWS, you have the most optimized solution for your needs. I'd like to also take you through the journey of what Intel has been doing with AWS since the past 16 years. Intel has been customizing its silicon year on year, iterating on its technology to be made available on AWS's cloud platforms. If you look at the circle of services and platforms that you're probably already playing around with on AWS, whether it's the EC2 compute or it's the storage on S3, or the various migrations that you're driving on your databases, whether it's Windows or SAP HANA or SQL Server or Oracle, all of those have the capabilities of being powered by Intel instances on AWS today. We also have very strong and very strategic workloads like AI, like HPC, like IoT, and even hybrid, where Outpost, which is their latest offering on AWS for hybrid cloud, is powered by Intel again. So as you can tell, Intel is about making sure that we have the most customized and most optimized compute capability to help power any of the workloads that you see on the slide today. And if you look to the right, you could actually see the plethora of Intel products that are available for your global workload needs. You could see that we have over 250 plus instances, and I'll go into that in my next slide. This slide actually talks to you about the portfolio of the Intel Xeon instances that are available on AWS's EC2 platforms. And as you can tell, not only is the number of instances quite intense, which is about 250 plus instances that are powered by Intel today, but you could see that it is catering to various needs of your applications, whether it's general purpose, or it's compute optimized, or it's accelerated compute, storage, or memory. Depending on the need of the application and the instance type, we are there with you hand in hand to help provide the lowest TCO at the highest performance. If you look at the range of AWS instances that are powered by Intel technology, we work together to design instances by the compute or memory or storage optimized ones to ensure demanding enterprise applications can run in an optimized and scalable manner in the cloud. The goal is one architecture from edge to the cloud, so that if there is any optimization we make in the cloud, this will also benefit at scale. Let's dig a little deeper into what I just discussed. It's easy to claim industry-leading price performance now, but I'd like to back that up with data. Recently, in an article published by HPC Wire, Amazon EC2 instances powered by Intel measured at having a 1.25x higher performance and price in SpecInt over other x86 technologies. Why does this matter? Intel's architecture can do more with less. This translates into real savings for you, especially when considering the impact of software licensing. A single core of Intel Xeon scalable processors will do what takes 2 or 4 cores, depending on the workloads of another technology. Again, this is about delivering both value and performance. Now that I've explained the performance numbers, let's discuss value. Intel has over 20,000 software engineers that work out of our 1,000 ISV ecosystem partners to optimize, validate, and test applications. So each new version of VMware, Microsoft Windows, Microsoft SQL, Oracle, SAP are all optimized and validated to work on past, present, and future Intel architectures. This allows you to focus on your business and not on revalidating your architecture when transitioning onto AWS Cloud. Again, to back that up with data, the next 2 data points show the workload optimization work that has been done by Intel and AWS to deliver up to 1.7 million transactions per minute on MS SQL. For those of you who work with databases, you know the work involved with SAP HANA. AWS powered by Intel is SAP certified and delivering up to 480K SAP's benchmarks. Again, this is where the value of Intel in your AWS cloud instances matter. You can focus on running your business knowing that Intel and AWS have delivered industry-leading certified performance to meet your needs. I'll now go into the actual portfolio of the Intel instances that are available on AWS EC2 today that are optimized by your use case. It's not exhaustive, and it's definitely focused on trying to get you access to the latest and the greatest instances that are available on EC2 today. So for those of you that are building on balanced workloads, which are basically catered towards general purpose, you can use the T3s, the M5s, the M5Ds, as well as the M5ZNs. These are the set of Intel Xeon instance families that help you with general purpose application optimization. When you move forward to more advanced workloads, compute-intensive workloads like HPC, like data lakes, like AI, or network appliances, The compute optimized versions are C5, C5D, and C5N. Of course, I'm not going to get into the details of the actual hardware features that are powered on each one of those. These are available for your view on the slide. But you could see the performance, the number of vCPUs, the core count, as well as the memory that you can get access across each one of these instances. The third is high performance databases, in-memory databases. If you are a DB person, you want to make sure that you are trying to drive the best memory and optimized journey of the memory that you require for your application. Use the R5s, the R5Bs, the X1s, the X1Es, the Z1s, or the bare metal instances. They will get you that performance because they're custom built for in-memory database application development. And then let's move on to high IOPS at low cost for storage optimized applications. The i3s, the i3ENs, the H1s, the D3s, and the D3ENs will get you that capability of making sure that you have the highest IOPS at the lowest cost, get you that storage optimized experience for the applications on AWS. And lastly, let's look at accelerated workloads like machine learning or 3D rendering, which is under accelerated compute. Whether it's AI or it's any of the other extended workloads for training or inference, Intel Xeon instances are powering the P3DNs, the G4s, the F1s, and also the latest and the greatest to be coming in shortly across the world are the Habana Gaudi instances that are specifically meant for providing you a 40% better price and performance over existing deep learning GPU-based training instances on AWS today. So if you're looking for the broadest choice of optimized instances that are tuned for your enterprise workloads, try out the various Intel instances that I went over on AWS's EC2 platforms. For all of you data-centric workload developers, application managers, when you're working on database migrations, when you're working on data analytics or big data on AWS across the various databases like SAP, SAP HANA, VMware on AWS, Oracle, or SQL Server, you could see the various hardware features that are nurturing the best price as well as performance on Intel-powered instances. In addition to just the data-centric workloads, you also saw me talk about the Habana Gaudi processors on machine learning and AI that will provide you the a 40% better price as well as performance on existing GPU training instances on AWS today. Not only will Habana processors help you on your training journey, but the existing C5 instances that are powered by Xeon that have deep learning boost capabilities, vector neural network instruction sets, as well as AVX512 instruction sets built into our hardware, they will also help you basically start your journey on AI on CPU-powered instances, which will give you an immediate price as well as a performance betterment. In addition to AI and ML, we also have HPC as a very strategic workload. We have been working with HPC customers since over 50 plus years. And so the optimizations across HPC workloads and further optimizing AWS's HPC offerings like parallel cluster, EFA, under C5N or C5 or M5 is an experience you will get like never before. Also, in addition to that, if you're embarking on your hybrid cloud journey, you've got Amazon Outposts that are powered by Intel instances today. We also have various COEs that we have also launched in APJ that will help you get that experience of hybrid cloud for you to really experience the optimization capabilities on hybrid on Intel and AWS. Also IoT. For all of you IoT developers and people working in the edge or the IoT world, we also have IoT Core and various AWS's IoT services that are powered by Intel instances. Hence, if you could look through all the various strategic workloads that I mentioned, historically, as well as existing use cases are available for you to see the price as well as performance betterment on Intel-powered instances through the optimizations and the iterations we take on technology along with AWS. Let's also hear from our friends at AWS for them to talk about their experiences on Intel-powered instances across the various workloads.
Amazon and Intel have been collaborating on new technology for over a decade. Together, we've been able to pioneer new EC2 instance families which provide dramatically more bang for buck. More computational power at lower cost, which lets customers do more for less. The new C5 instance family, which we announced in November last year, is powered by a custom Intel Xeon scalable processor with a new microarchitecture, new hardware acceleration capabilities, and support for Intel's AVX 512 instruction set. The Intel Xeon scalable processor, combined with the innovations in networking and acceleration in the C5 instance family, bring about a major epoch in the world of high-performance computing, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. It's never been easier and more cost-effective to collect data at any scale, store it in a broad set of database and storage services, and then build custom machine and deep learning models. Today, businesses deploy more machine learning workloads on AWS than any other platform, including Aon, a large insurance and capital advisory company, who is running financial simulations using machine learning on AWS, which reduced the time to complete simulations from days to minutes. And the computational power of the Intel Xeon scalable processor lets customers use more data to create innovative new products and experiences powered by machine learning. Together with Intel, we've optimized deep learning engines with the latest version of the Intel Math kernel library and the Intel Xeon scalable processors available on the new C5 instance family to increase inference performance by over 100x. We've also worked closely with Intel to demonstrate how you can use familiar tools such as Apache Spark and BigDL to easily build distributed deep learning applications on AWS. High-performance computing allows engineers and scientists to solve complex, compute and data-intensive problems. HPC apps often require high network performance, fast storage, large amounts of memory, and very high compute capabilities, making them an ideal workload for our compute-optimized instances, including the new C5. Running these workloads on AWS gives customers instant access to thousands or tens of thousands of EC2 instances running Intel Xeon processors, allowing them to increase the speed of research in a cost-effective way that would not be practical in most on-premises HPC environments. For example, Novartis used 10,600 EC2 instances and approximately 87,000 compute cores to conduct 39 years of computational chemistry in just 9 hours, screening 10 million compounds against a cancer target. This magnitude of improvement is changing what is possible in industries such as healthcare, life sciences, financial services, scientific research, aerospace, automotive, manufacturing, and energy. We're super excited to see our collaboration with Intel continue and for customers to continue to innovate on AWS through the best performance available anywhere.
And so to summarize, if there's 3 points that you want to take away, number one, you could see that Intel and AWS have a very close collaboration that has resulted in best-in-class end-user experience and customer successes. We would love for you guys to be part of that journey with us. Number two, instance types with the best TCO on Intel to accelerate your customers' applications across the variety of workloads that I went over. And number three, we have existing solutions for deployment with many successful outcomes, delivering both high performance as well as cost savings. So with these three big takeaways, we invite you to embark on the journey of collaborating with Intel and AWS across the various services that you're testing out. And let's make cloud computing as performant as possible with the power of Intel and AWS. I hope you found this session useful. Thank you so much for your attention. Once again, I'm Akanksha Balani, the AWS Alliance Lead for AWS at Intel for the region of APJ, as well as the Global AI and HPC GTM Lead. Feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn or reach out to me through your AWS's contacts, and we look forward to doing wonderful things together. Thank you again.